Then the other question was, who should the people fight for their right to work? So who should people fight for their right to work? People should not fight no one. No one should fight nobody. And also work is through different programs, through education. Let me name a few things, right? So government programs through education, when we go to school, it's through the curriculums and or the subjects that we're going to take. They have a lot to do with how jobs are going to be created, because remember, people create jobs. A government is people, and those people are you and me. And you and me, we either been through university, school, college or not. So if a lot of people have not gone through university, so like looking at you, what's on Mhlanga, your generation, the youth, I'm thinking you are maybe in your 20s. So you find that during that time, a lot of mess was going on. There was a mass movement, people moving. So some of y'all are not educated because, you had to move place to place to place to place. So there's a lot of youth around the world, not just here in Africa, just the movement of the people around the world. We have got a generation which is not educated. So that generation, it's tough for them to get a job. So my generation, we were educated by the older generation, even though they did not give us, say, the resources, the money. They gave us the skills, the platforms to learn, so we can use some of those skills. The mind is fully equipped, whereby your generation is struggling with just putting 1, 2 together. Because, for example, growing up in Zim in primary school by the age of, say, in grade 2 already, 3, we were already learning woodwork, choir, I was in percussion band, I was running for my school, and when I went to Ikra Darul Ilm there, I started also playing some cricket, I also played soccer so I was just involved in everything that the school offered, and that was just our growing up. So you find that the older generation had more skills put in their hands. They used more skills, of which the younger generation is growing up mostly on the cell phone, on the social media apps, which is not also helping the cause. So if the youth can put the cell phones down and say, okay, where is the next institution I can learn a skill? Where is the next place I can learn to do that? You're interested in farming. I hear there's a few people who are teaching something like that. How do you farm? How do you get things going? Speak to different people, create a dialogue, the youth. And say you're 20, who are you talking to? Who's going to listen to you? So as I said, from 20 up until 30, you can talk to people from, say, 32 going all the way to maybe, say, 70. The age limits there are just, depending on how you're thinking. So it's very important for the government to create these programs so that people can actually work through education. Leadership. We need good leadership, because through good leadership, you can create systems that allows people to be happy. So you don't have people who then migrate, or people who move between places, or companies that opens and closes, because that means maybe that that certain city or town has got good governance, has got good municipal systems that ensures that the people are happy at all times, and businesses can always stay open. So when businesses stay open for a longer time, that ensures that generations of people can actually be employed. Look at Pick and Pay, for example. Pick and Pay, people can put a lot of slack at it, but if you look at the generation of people that it has employed and put to school, some of our grandmothers have worked at Pick and Pay, so do not beat something that helps you to become you, just protect it and try to understand how do we better the systems so that the youth and the people who are misfortuned and disadvantaged, how do they get the advantages that they need? We need to transform. Transformation is very important. Law and order. we can't do nothing without order. Law has to be respected. So for those who just do whatever they want, what are we teaching these kids? You know, that's not how it's done. We went to school to learn 1 + 1 = 2. 1 + 1 can be equals to 3 if you add the plus, but that's you now making your own mental calculations. But don't let those mental calculations override in law and order, and thinking that just because you think outside the box and I can be clever than the rest in my own capacity, then I can just, break the law and just do whatever. Because without law and order, jobs can be created. There cannot be stability. And all sorts of things. So through talking, through understanding what is the root of the problem, actually that is how we get to also fix and address this, right to work for the youth. The private sectors have to be considered together with the government, work together. Private sectors, they see, understand, they can advise, they're daily within the people of all different types of people, and as we say, the government is a collective of all people. So if we need a good government, that means that as a people, we need to talk one language, or at least try to get to speaking one language, be of togetherness, not diversity. Let's not divide our people. We're different, but we're beautiful being different. The colors, they make us beautiful, because that is how the creator of the earth and the heavens created things for them to be like so. International relations, we need to improve our international relations. When other people visit our countries, it doesn't matter. Like for example, when I visit Germany, why do people think I love Germany or talk about Germany all the time? Because they love me in Germany, man. They love me in Berlin, man. I promise you, I got family in different parts of Germany. And these are people, some of them I met through here, Stellenbosch. And I actually happened to have met them again in Germany when I did my travels in Switzerland, in Holland. I got a family in the States, I got family in the UK, I got family around the world, people. It's like a real family to me, not just like I'm thinking. So we have to ensure our international relations abroad. And we use these not to escape, but to better, say, our situations, other people's situations, because someone from the States thinks different. Someone from Congo have got a different mind. Someone from, say, China will have a different type of mindset. But if we put those minds together for the collective of just people, and we seeing beauty, forget just inventions, forget, like the new best tech. Think about the new best, thing to be done is to fix humanity. So when we think like that, we will have African and national pride, African national pride is very important, because that brings us to feel good within Africa, to feel good within our own skin, to feel good to know that, okay, I can be in Zim, I'm working here, I'm happy, I'm gonna travel to South Africa for actually just like a week, like how other people travel different places. So we need to be comfortable. And when all those things happen, so government programs, education, leadership, transformation, law and order, private sectors and government coming together, international relations getting stronger together, African and national developments, we talking. That helps us move closer to developing. Of course, we would have already developed Africa if we do those things. So, who should the people fight for their right to work? The people should understand. The people should teach the skills. The people should care for the people. The government should create institutions. The government should have people in those institutions to ensure they understand what development is for an African child who was born from a position of already less. How does he catch up in a world that is so demanding without him or her blaming someone else? So, responsibility comes with age. So I'm 36. I cannot be seen here laughing and playing with, say, a 20-year-old. I should be giving advice. We shouldn't be drinking together, smoking together, partying together. There's no knowledge there. The age group is too much. It's 16 years apart. So 16 years apart can be used for knowledge impact. So what am I saying? In African culture, most of the things are wrong right now. The youth are not trained. The youth don't have the skills because the elders stopped being elders. They started being the youth. Social media came with all these tools that grown men, grown women, they've lost it. So there's no more morals. Without morals, you can't have a good government, you can't have good programs, you can't have education, you can't have leadership, you can't have transformation, you can't have law and order. You can't have progress with no morals of a country. So we need to encourage good behavior. Good behavior has to be encouraged at all times. Societal goals and visions, where you staying, where you live. What are the societal goals? What is the vision in that society? What are the people saying? What are the people saying? What are the goals? In your society, if you see someone doing wrong, do you stop him? Do you talk to him? Do you encourage her to do the right thing? Or do you let it go? So it's very important to understand these things.